The entrepreneurs making millions aren't the ones chasing the next big breakthrough. They're the ones who got 1% better every single day for 3 years straight. Your obsession with finding the silver bullet is exactly what's keeping you from building real wealth. Here's the question nobody really wants to answer. What if the shortcut you're searching for is actually the long way around? Right now, you're probably waiting for that one strategy, that one funnel, that one connection that finally cracks the code. But Stanford research reveals that 82% of sustainable business growth comes from incremental improvements compounded over time, not breakthrough moments. Your competition isn't outworking you with genius. They're simply showing up consistently while you're distracted, hunting for magic. Keep chasing silver bullets and you'll spend the next 5 years starting and stopping, always 3 months away from the real strategy. That never comes. You'll have graveyards of abandoned tactics, nothing to show for it, but commit to incremental progress. Just 1% better in the systems, your skills, and your execution every single day, and you'll unlock compounded momentum that makes breakthrough look ordinary. Every time that I go to a conference or I am with someone new, they're always looking for that super fast, quick strategy. In fact, one of the first conferences I ever went to, we spent 3.5 days on actually how to be a digital expert. This was some time ago. And the funny part was at the end, the woman next to me got so excited. And I looked around and I'm like, there's 100 people in this room who now know what I do. I am already behind. And the woman next to me stood up and she goes, "Oh, I love conferences so much." And I got a big smile on my face because these people were there for the experience, to be taught, but also just to see the possibility. And the possibility that they were going to go home and execute was very low. That gave me some substantial good feelings immediately. But now it gives me sad feelings. It makes me sad that we are not in any way, shape, or form getting things done. We've come to this world where instant gratification is important. And how we interact with things, we need instant automatic reactions, automatic likes, loves, images. But there is no time to process. There is no feedback loop that takes time to consider. We just jump in. Now, I recognized this when I actually found my father's old analog film camera. And I grabbed it and I picked it up and I got so excited. I hadn't shot film in a long while and I got myself enrolling. It's an old camera. It's almost 50 years old. And so the film that you load is slightly different and you've got to cut the film and figure out how to load it. It's fiddly. And when I went out and I recognized that there wasn't a light meter, so I had to figure out how to do a light meter. I got an app to do the light meter. And then I took some pictures and then realized that I don't know if that was even effective. And I was spending $1.50 to $2 an image, not to know if any of them would come out. By the way, 50% didn't. So I had gotten so used to the automatic look in the back of your phone to see if the picture was good and retake it, opposed to the idea that you sit and you format and you make sure everything's right and then take the picture. Now, at the time that we were doing that, it was so frustrating. I was so used to that instant feedback that when I got to that point, I couldn't do anything else. It just frustrated me. It's also very expensive for something that you got to wait 2 weeks for, only to find out that you forgot to focus or whatever. That feedback loop we've gotten so used to. But now what's interesting, especially in the areas that we're in now, what's interesting is that we have people who are going back to that taking time, getting better at something over an incremental period of time, and taking the space to consider it. Now, I find myself doing this on a regular basis where I try something that doesn't quite work, and I sleep on it, and then I come up with a new idea. And I continue to improve that over time because A, I've got a faster feedback loop, but B, I've taken time to consider what I really want to do. And that learning stage and that growing stage is incredibly valuable to me. And we continue to expand that over and over again, making sure that we know exactly what we're doing. Now, most people are going to conferences to accelerate their business and make it faster. And that's great. And we all want to really make something better and faster and bigger. But if we don't understand the fundamentals and we haven't practiced the processes, these faster and better things just don't work. Don't have the legs to stand on. And sometimes it's just a quick trick. Some period of time that's really useful. So a classic example of that is people who were shooting YouTube videos for a long period of time. YouTube announced shorts, and those shorts came out, and everyone was very excited, and YouTube was really pushing shorts for quite some time. And all of a sudden, they found out that this is not something that they were going to have long term. In fact, what they found is that a lot of the time, these things were actually only a short-term solution. They disappeared. YouTube went back to how they actually worked to make sure that they had everything that they needed. And they got the process. So YouTube got the process going and then stepped back. For a little while, you were getting amazing views on shorts. Now you're getting less. Although right now, I'm getting more views on shorts than I am on full videos. So the algorithms changed, and we took advantage of that small period of time. It was great. But it's not a long-term business. It's a short-term chase. And we can spend our entire time chasing those short terms without actually understanding how important it is to get consistently long-term work. Because in the long run, this kind of work works quite well. In the short run, we may get spikes, but it's not a lasting business. Our business is changing. It's moving from the wild, wild west to a consistent business. And creating that kind of consistent business is the way you grow a business and create a legacy. So starting to get good at something simple and learning how it is, focusing on one thing, focus on one social media platform and get really good at it, and then expand. Now, what we do is we focus on YouTube as the important social media platform, and then we distribute to everything else. So am I optimizing for LinkedIn and am I optimizing for Threads? No. Are we posting? Yes. Are we posting on podcasts because that's where people go? Absolutely. But in all reality, what we're doing is getting good at one thing. And then once we're good at that, expanding it. How long does it take? A long time. Usually what we say is you should commit to a project for 18 months and continue to grow and expand on it before you move to the next thing. You get good at it and you move forward. We suggest you do that not only in the social media, but also if you're going to do a launch or a product, live with it for 18 months. Commit to it. Psychologically, it's important to commit to it almost immediately so that you know that you're going to be on it for the long term, but also you get better and better as you go. Tell me something else that you've found lately that helps in your consistency. Put it in the comments below. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks for tuning into today's episode on the Strategy Session, where we take your business from stuck to unstoppable. Here's another video I think you'd enjoy. If you found these insights valuable, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell for notifications on our latest videos. Remember, you're not just marketing, you're making history with Venture Gained.